house. There have been stories for years about this house because there's been a lot of negative stuff.
Right off the bat. Are you serious?
Robbie here with Unknown Adventures, and today I'm in North Carolina. I got Jessica here with me, and we're in her house. This house was built in
1885.
Oh, 1885. An 1885 house, and there's a wicked story behind this house. Jessica can tell us more about it.
Well, which story do you want?
Well,
let's
start
you want
from
the
beginning.
doctor?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. Who first built this house?
This house was built by the Amrook family back in the day. And then we had the Champion family move in, and Dr. Champion was a local physician. He got his degree in Atlanta, and when he came here, he was a country doctor. Later on, he actually got involved in the mill and the bank, so he was a bit of an entrepreneur. He was also part of a pharmacy team, so he was well-to-do. And this house is a really great example of things you don't see. It's a full Victorian house, and it's built out of brick, which is very uncommon for this area. There's a story, and there's documentation that a man was hung in one of the nearby towns, and that the doctor decided he wanted to study anatomy. So the body was exhumed, brought here to the property, and the doctor did pay for it. Brought here to the property, and it was boiled down. The skeleton was rearticulated, and it hung in my upstairs closet for about 25 years. It was later stolen. The skeleton would be lent out to the local school for their Halloween parade, and one year, two of the janitors in the school stole the skeleton, I want to say body, sorry. And they took it, and it's supposedly buried on a hallowed ground.
So they were
in the
using
cemetery.
a real skeleton for parades
Yes.
and stuff, and everybody knew this.
Yeah.
That is
That was
insane.
the only way to get a skeleton back then.
That is just crazy.
Yeah.
That is
So-
so bizarre. How to use a human's bones for entertainment like that.
I think at the time they didn't think of it that way. I don't think they thought of it as being disrespectful.
Okay.
I think that the doctor really did think he was using it for anatomy, and quite honestly, where else could you get a skeleton?
Right.
It's not like they could make it at the factory because they didn't have the technology to make those kind of things.
Yeah.
So
It seems like it would bring on a lot of energy to this area.
You think.
Yeah.
There are stories about this house. There have been stories for years about this house because there's been a lot of negative stuff that happened here. So,
Wow.
that's just one, Robbie. That's just one.
That's just one of many. And right now we're standing in the
kitchen
area, right? Kitchen area. And man, it is just, this is the original brick and wood that we have around the house here. You've had some things happen to you here before. You have a story that happened. Where was that at?
There's a lot that's going on. We've had orbs. People have seen the orb come through our little thorn path over there and bounce down from the cemetery.
Wow.
Came through the path, came around the magnolia tree, came in the house.
And that cemetery is just not too far from here.
It's a football field away?
Yeah.
So it's really close, and that's where the family is.
And to thank all the spirits that family members, they know where the house is at. They can come drift and hang out here. They're probably here watching us right now.
Very possible.
probably wondering what's going on. This is something new for them probably. They're not too sure, and this is very intense. So this is going to be the first paranormal investigation that you're allowing inside
Yes.
This house. So
Yes.
that's pretty awesome. You mind showing us where that incident with all
Absolutely.
4 of you guys? All right.
Absolutely.
All right, so now we're up here in the second level, and this is where you said you had a experience. You were here
Yes.
with your friend Stacy
Yes.
and her stepdaughter Sam, and they're joining us today. So what exactly happened up here?
Stacy and I were standing here. There's a stairwell here. And we were standing here. We had a local historian and somebody from the Preservation Society here, and we were talking. And behind you, Robbie, is a window. And these windows are all 9/6. And we have replaced the window panes in this house 100 times. And they keep breaking. And the one gentleman said, "You really need to get the windows put back in." And I said, "We've done it 100 times. And so I turned around, and it was very offhand. I said, "Guys, can you stop breaking the windows?" And a door downstairs slammed. And there were 4 of us. I looked at her and she looked at me, and it was kind of like, oh. And the 2 gentlemen who were here were kind of like, you heard? And we were all kind of like, did you hear that? You heard? Yeah, okay, we're not crazy, we heard it. And later we went back downstairs.
Nothing.
There were no doors closed. This house is pretty airtight, it's pretty solid.
Right.
So, and of course this hallway is right off the blue room.
Wow, that's intense.
So,
Yeah, that would freak anybody out, I'm sure.
it does give you a pulse.
Yeah.
You think about it a minute. Didn't you leave after that? I gotta go downstairs. She kind of went, I gotta go downstairs.
Someone's calling me.
Yes. Basically, this is, we call it the green room, maybe because it's green. But this was the room, from what I understand historically, the kids stayed in. And right now we're doing a renovation on what used to be a closet to make it a bathroom. And the kids had been sleeping like in the bed over here, and they had woken up supposedly to see a woman in white rummaging through the closet. I've never seen it, but I've gotten a couple of different relatives in the family, cousins, so they didn't live here full time, some of the kids that did, and they've seen this woman. I don't know who it is. It could be any of the grandmothers in the family history. I don't know. I can't prove it out at this point. A white dress is kind of vague.
Wow, yeah, absolutely.
But that has happened in the green room, and like I said, multiple members of the family have spoken of it. And it's not at the same time. It's not like we're all standing there and they talk about it. It's like one will mention it, another one will mention it, somebody else will mention it. So I don't know if there's necessarily truth in multiple reports, but it makes you think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, and this is the original, just the paint when you bought the house too, right?
that's
I
the
mean,
paint when we bought the house. It's
coming
all,
apart.
the house was empty for
Rock.
about 40 years,
About 40 years.
aside
Okay.
from the vultures.
Aside from the vultures living here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know vultures very well.
Yeah.
Wow, this is just amazing. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, let's check it out. How you doing, sir? Good.
Then this is the blue room. Now, my oldest son is a Marine. Shortly after he got out of boot camp at Paris Island, we had him up here, and he was here. And he was sanding the rail. And he kept getting uncomfortable. Couldn't figure out who was watching him. So he closed this door, the blue room door, and he felt a little better, but about 10 minutes later, he came downstairs and went outside.
Right.
He didn't want to go back in. He said it made him really uncomfortable. So, I don't know. And then there's the blue room. The blue room is where the skeleton resided for many years,
Wow.
in the closet.
Let's check out the closet. It's a very small closet. Let's take a look-see. Yeah, wow. This rope here, just hanging here. Just, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is so weird. What is all this? Yeah, Wow, what a very unique. And then it's got that up there too. So that looks like it might have. I don't know. It's just really weird what's going on in here. We got nails here, nails there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's weird stuff that we just can't necessarily tell you what it was. The other story that was interesting is shortly after my husband had his guys down here because we had floors stolen, and they were rejoisting the house downstairs. And it was the same day that my son walked out and was like, "Yeah, no, I'm done." They were working downstairs in one of the front living rooms, and they heard step, drag. I don't know what the hell it was. So one of the older guys, he got up and he was like, "Brandon, the kid's acting like a jackass out there." He got to the front of the stairwell and looked out the front door, and he saw my son standing over by the fire pit. So it wasn't him. The story is that the doctor and his wife were small people, and if you look at the outside railing around the staircase, you can see they were short.
Right.
Supposedly that skeleton was over 6 foot tall. So short person trying to carry something like that, they throw in a bag, step, drag, get it in the closet.
Wow.
Can we verify?
Wow, that is crazy.
And then we've also, like, the telephone downstairs rang from the old telephone box that isn't there anymore.
That is bizarre.
And until recently, there was no electric in this house. The power box was pulled out, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Charlie's here.
Wow. Yeah, this room is pretty unique. Yeah, we got the REM pod in here. Hopefully we're trying to get some activity. So again, back to the cemetery. You said the cemetery isn't too far from here, right?
No.
And that's where people that Mr. Champion, Dr. Champion is buried in the cemetery that is not that far from here.
Correct.
And who else was buried out there in that cemetery?
The doctor's grandson and his wife, and the doctor's great-grandson and his wife. They're all buried there. There's also a story that the skeleton ended up buried on the unhallowed part of that cemetery ground. We can't prove that out specifically, but in doing research and talking with the local historian, we think we've got like a 300-foot area, a line across the back of the cemetery where we think the skeleton may have ended up, but we don't know for sure.
Wow, we should definitely go to that cemetery and investigate it. All right, so now we're at the cemetery, which is right behind the house. We actually drove. There's a church right here. It's not the original church, but it is the church, and it was added on and redone, renovated. And you'll see right next is the cemetery where Dr. Champion and some of his family members are buried in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the night vision camera. We're gonna go ask Mr. Champion some questions. Once inside the cemetery, we locate Dr. Champion's grave. I grab my night vision camera, REM pod, and K2 meter to begin the investigation. Alright, for some reason my face is really white in this video, but this is my night vision IR. We are here at Mr. Champion's gravesite. That's it right there. Let's turn on the extra IR light, get that going. This is his grave right here. We got a REM pod set up. We're gonna go ask some questions, and we'll walk around the cemetery to visit some of the other family members. But this is his grave right here. And who else is buried with him here?
His wife, Alice.
That's his wife, Alice, and a grandson.
Yes.
Wow.
Doctor's grandson.
Is there anything you guys want to ask him while we're here?
It's Jessica. I've been here any number of times, and we have the house now. Are you comfortable with what we're doing at the house? Are you aware of the changes we're making, and are you okay with them? That's my biggest question. And are you here?
Can you give us a sign? We have a device right over your grave to let us know that that you're here with us.
Doc, do you want me to keep bringing flowers? As a general rule, when I come down, I do bring flowers over here. I didn't this time. Sorry. But do you want me to do that? Do you want to be left alone? Can you tell us anything? Give us a sign of anything?
Can you go ahead and touch that device that's right on the grass on top of your grave for us? Give us a sign. All right, we got the spirit box SB11 on top of Mr. Champion grave. Now, we're gonna go ahead and ask him some questions here.
Are you okay with the fact that we're Yankees and we're living in your house, your family's house? And does the name Charlie Armstrong mean anything to you?
Did you hear something? Do you like that we're here trying to communicate with you? Do you want us to continue? Well, look at that. Both K2s are going off 0.25 and we're up on the 3 at the same spot in the cemetery here. Wow, that thing is going off. We getting some... No, it's not me. Wow, you're picking up some energy too, huh? You got 2 lights on. Wow, let me see that one. Show me the... Yeah, we got 2 lights on the K2. Oh wow, it's almost blinking orange. There we go. Okay, yeah, wow, that's crazy. So we must be getting close to something over here.
Yes.
There we go. Hey, you walked right to it.
Oh.
What happened?
Everything's going on.
You feel weird?
Starting to go up. Yeah.
I got chills.
I just got a...
I got chills.
My bad.
Who else got chills? I just got chills out the butt. We are at Champions, and whose grave is this?
This is CO Champion. This would be Dr. Champion's grandson.
Okay. Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Right off the bat. Yeah, it never does that.
CO?
Are you... Was that... I wasn't sure if that was a bug or not. Are you here with us right now?
Can you do that again?
Because I got chills. I am getting the chills out here like no one's business right now.
CO?
Because look, if I get my hand by it, it makes a different noise. Like all this. You see that?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't doing that.
See, I would have to do this. I have to do this just to make that happen.
And it was doing a lot more than that.
Yeah, so we had the K2s, both K2s going off. And there they go again. They are continuing to go off. Yeah. Reaching, yeah, it's getting crazy. Okay, so, yeah, we got the K2s. Yeah, they're going off here again already. We wanted to come back.
This one is weird because it only did it here.
Yeah, and it's only happening right here for some...
I'm solid here.
I don't want to provoke this particular one. Right. Because, you know, sometimes feeling nice in life might not be nice in death.
That thing is just going off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it temperature changing or anything?
Just by like point.
A little bit?
Yeah.
No, those big numbers going up, like on the top, those
The big
zeros.
numbers aren't moving. It's just blinking red and beeping.
And that's weird because the other K2 is going off though too. I see the dots.
And it's banging orange occasionally.
Banging
too.
orange. See, when it's banging like that, that's...
Do you want to?
And I got chills. Didn't you get chills too?
Right up the back of my arms.
Woo.
She's solid in
Are you serious? Oh wow. And none of y'all have y'all's phones on you.
No.
Just my Apple
Wow.
Watch.
Just your Apple Watch. That's right.
And it's on the left hand, not the right hand.
And you got, now it went green again. And then back to red.
Anybody here, preferably the Champion family of the house that's just right there, we would like to speak to you guys, and you can use this device in my hand that I'm going to put down. You can communicate. Let's talk.
It went down a full degree.
Wow.
This is it. Hi, Mike.
It's coming down.
It just shut off. Is that normal?
It's done it a couple of times. I don't know what's going on. We're down to 75.7 now.
Oh,
From 78 degrees.
that's a lot of drop. That's 3 degrees.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Hey, Mike, are you here?
Hear that?
Yeah.
What is someone?
Hey, Mike, I just want you to know, Lonnie and I had promised you that we'd get the house protected and nobody would ever be able to take it away or tear it down. We got the historic okay. It is protected now. The house can never be touched. I wanted you to know because we promised you that. I had more chills by the first.
That was intense.
That was a lot.
Heavy. Should we go investigate that road where the car was parked?
Sure.
That would be pretty intense. It's heavy.
And if
Still
my
got 2 lights.
And if my understanding is correct, this was part of the original land that belonged to the house.
Oh, yeah, that's what you were saying.
So
Wow.
there might be an attachment.
Maybe so. Let's go hit up that road by the house.
Sure.
And then we'll slowly make our way into back into the house, and we'll.
Pull your stuff.
Right over here in front of
Oh, yeah, she's got 3 lights. Oh, and I'm going off too. Oh my God.
We're back at CO.
Oh, I got numbers.
Moly. Yeah, that's a.
We're back at CO. I think that's fine.
Whoa. You're at 0.51. After the audio goes out for the first time, it goes out a second time. Then the camera footage begins to lag. Okay, so we are here on the road just down from the house. This road right here is just down from the house. And apparently there was a car here back in the early 1900s where 2 gentlemen they died in their car from whatever reasons, from fumes, carbon monoxide or something, but they died right here on the road. So we got the room pod here, we got the K2s going, and K2s are going off just like at the cemetery.
But there was also in this area.
Yep, yeah, he's hitting orange. He's hitting orange. He's hitting orange. Yeah, that's heavy. Thank you for letting us know. You're giving us some type of sign.
Pretty much solid right now.
This was also, not only was the car here, but there was purportedly a house over here that burned to the ground.
A house.
This was the woods where that house burned down, and purportedly 2 children did not make it.
Wow. Are there children out here? It's okay. You don't have to be scared of us. Oh wow, my camera's lagging. I just got goosebumps big time.
Me too.
I just got huge goosebumps.
It's totally solid right now.
It's totally solid.
Wow.
It is. It's right here.
Like right
Look.
here.
Look.
I've got the goosebumps big time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same family.
Okay.
same family.
Alright, so we're at the house that is in the same family as the original house we were just investigating. And the man that was living here, Mike, had passed away about a year ago. And he used to sit up here in the front porch and right where I have that REM pod. And we were going to try to communicate with him. I know you guys know him better. Is there anything you guys want to ask him or see if he can do for us?
Mike, are you feeling? Can you walk again?
Would you like to have a seat in that chair for us? I have put a device there on the chair so we can communicate with you a lot easier. You can now respond to us. Is there something you would like to say? Can you knock on the door for us?
I understand if you do, Mike, I'm going to shit myself.
And I'm out of here. And I don't know what it means, but this shit's doing something.
Flickering a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you sit down in this chair for me? It'll let us all know that you're present with us. With not much luck at the nearby house, I then moved the investigation into Dr. Champion's 1800s home. Okay, I am here with Rich. We are in Mr. Champion's room. Can you give us some type of sign that you're here with us in this house, drinking, having a good old time, like the good days? Give us a sign. Make a knock, close a door, give us some type of sign within the house. Can you give us a knock if you would like us to go to another room? Give us a sign. Go ahead and have a sit. I'm going to put this beer down right here. Go ahead. Help yourself. Grab that beer. Did something bad happen in this room? Can you grab that beer right there for me? And take a sip? Give Rich a sign. He wants you to show him that you are real. I want to see that you are real and that there is something here. This is my first time here and I would love to interact with you. Did you hear that? I'm going to walk into the next room and see if you're in there. Okay. We're going into the next room, hoping we can find you in here. Are you in here? Is there anyone in this house? Almost looks like the Blair Witch house in here. Can you give us a sign in here? Kick something, move something, knock, anything at all. Spirits are definitely lingering in and around the Champion house. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below.